Right. That's it.
It'll hold more than that.
Aye, but bike'll not.
I'll take it down on my back.
Nay, they'll not. I shall.
I said I'll take it down.
I said they'll not.
Where did I leave bike?
Back along track.
Now, neither use nor ornament. Get and fetch it.
Leave him be, can't they?
His mind's over the hill these days.
Aye, and they knows why. Thou wants her to rest, don't they? If thou wants her to rest, I'll treat him right.
They're stopping meals at St John's Mission.
Who told you?
Percy. He says he can't get the stuff off the shopkeepers anymore. He says he never expected to keep more than 6 months after pit closed anyway.
Aye, 6 months, and no money coming into place.
Traders that give haven't got, and them that don't want to pretend they've run dry.
There'll be a meal to find for Sam every day, then.
We shall manage better than most.
Suppose you decided you wanted to get wed.
I've shown no signs, have I?
You can't stop fastened to your mother's apron strings all your life, you know.
Where is Sam?
Gone coal picking with Alan and your dad.
I was going to ask if Alan would rather he stopped here.
Well, he does, all but sleep. It'd only be more off you. Alan gets allowed for him.
What does he get for the baby?
I don't know. Precious little, I'll bet. If it didn't have May and Eileen doing without for it,
It'd have you.
I saved my bit of effort for Sam. Is he no better at school?
Nope.
He used to give him lessons at home before our Dora
I
died.
can't get him too much anymore, Mum. He was only pretending to try before. He makes no bones about it now, and at school. He does badly on purpose. You'd think he was trying to prove something to me.
Can't you talk to him?
I've tried, Mum. He'd be better at another school, probably. He sees me in school and out.
Well, I wouldn't have him at Cuddy, even if we could manage the fares.
I promised his mother. I feel as if I'm letting her down.
We do what we can. We can do no more.
There's a school, Watkins was telling me, for needy lads.
A charity school? For orphans?
Well, yeah, I suppose it is. Dad jumped on that. He didn't fancy that bit at all.
You told him?
I didn't get much in past the charity bit.
What's it like?
It's got a good name, Watkins said. The Vicar of North Skeleton's a subscriber. You've got no subscriber to get in. Young Tad Dawson went there when his mother died.
Where is it, then?
Somewhere to the side of Tadcaster.
Well, he couldn't go all that way.
It's a boarding school, ma'am.
His mother had turned in a grave. Well, it'd be different if he got her to come back to. He'd feel we were giving him away.
Well, maybe it wasn't such a good idea. It's just that if he's got anything to give, he's not going to get a chance to show it, is he? The way things are.
Have you spoken to Alan?
What can Alan do? No work, 2 kids to support, and his mother and Eileen Brady to watch out for. What's the future when you're in a fix like that? You just stagger on from day to day. You know that, if anyone does.
He's not got over our Dora yet, Alan.
Nah, give him time, man.
I mean, to look as if he's living in this world. I don't know what time will do for him. The way he felt about her.
Cures most things for most of us.
If we let it.
Which one is your late sister's baby?
Him. Leslie.
You couldn't tell to look, could you?
Silly bitch.
What's up with you?
You couldn't tell, could you, she says. To look, she says.
Well, she must be blind.
Oh, what?
Any Herbert could tell a lad from a lass, couldn't they, eh?
I couldn't,
They couldn't, eh?
except as I know.
The knows what?
I know, that's all.
Eh.
Come in here.
I'll not come no further. I'm mucking up.
You coal picking?
Aye. George out?
Aye, it's taking a market pram. Yours and ours.
I'm leaving, Ethel.
Leaving?
Aye, I'm leaving. I'm off away.
Where?
I don't know.
Head for south, I reckon.
You're looking for work?
Aye.
And what about young Leslie?
Ah, well, my mum does for him any road.
And Sam?
Aye, well, that's what I wondered. Can you and George take him in? Only for sleeping, like. There's not room at my mum's, be right.
Eileen's stopping for good, is she?
Where else can she go?
Where else?
Can you take him, then?
I will take him.
Thanks, Ethel.
You can't sleep at Polly's. There's one more thing to ask off there, Frank. We'll give Polly whatever the assistance gives us.
I don't know when I'll be back. Depends on what I find.
It's all milk and honey down there, they say.
Not the likes of us.
Make your fortune happen.
Nay, I know my prospects.
You told your mum?
I'm telling her now.
When are you off then?
Monday, the lorries get back up road.
At least you'll be going somewhere.
I'll go and tell my mum. Thanks, Ethel.
You're welcome.
Hey up! They're outside in pram.
Where have you been?
Pit fields.
Taken paddling, did you?
Hey?
Paddling into Slutch, were you? Look at them boots.
Oh, I'm chucking them off, aren't
Oh, well, why don't you put them on the table? It's all clean and waiting.
I? All right, then I will.
What will you do if I did?
Try it and find out.
Give us a kiss.
Oh, take him into scullery, will you?
I'll clean up where I've been. I'll get a cloth.
Look, just go on out, will you?
What for?
Because I'm sick of the sight of you.
You mean that, don't you?
Yeah, I mean it.
What's happened? What have I done?
No, you've done nought. Nought at all. Day after day, week in, week out, you've done nought. Just leave me alone for a bit.
They might have covered the smelly socks up.
What's it to thee?
Oh, I had a teeth in the ashy.
Let me be. Shut up, will you?
Heck?
Whose bag was it?
Half mine and half Jack's. Got a good lot in there now.
Aye. We shall not want for coal.
Can I talk with him, Mum?
I can't see anybody stopping you.
Oh, I've not made my bed yet.
I've made it. There's nothing you can say to me. It's too private for you. We don't lead them sort of lives, do we, Alan? We're not private.
I'm going away, Mum.
Oh, yes.
I'm off down south, see if I can find work.
Annie Jordan's lad did that. Back inside a month. Skin and bone.
Sam's going to sleep at Ethel's. I've told Harris's they can have the house back on Monday. It's paid up till then.
How'd you manage that?
I sold furniture to Rawson's.
I see. You'll be leaving Leslie with me, then?
Isn't that what you want me to do?
You could have asked.
I'm asking now.
It's Hobson's choice at this stage, isn't it? What can I say? But yes.
Oh, well, if you don't want to,
Don't insult me as well, Alan.
I'll be able to leave you a bit of money.
I shall not refuse it.
So it's all right, then.
Looks as if it'll have to be, doesn't it?
Go and take bike back.
There's something else you can do before you go. You can go and get those things of Eileen's that you still haven't got from Mrs. Holland's.
Oh, no, May, they're just a few little bits.
I'm sorry, I forgot.
I daren't go for what I'd say. She won't ask. It don't look as if Mrs. H is going to bring 'em.
I'll go now.
Too hard on him, May.
You can lard folks with sympathy so they just want to lay there and sulk and never get up on their feet.
He's going away to look for a job, isn't he?
Going away or running away?
Well, what's there to stay for in a mucky old like skeleton? What pleasure is there, or work even?
He'll not get work.
He might.
There's something he needs more than work even, our Alan. He needs to face facts. He's brought a life into this world, that's fact number 1. Dora Wilson is dead and gone and life goes on, that's fact number 2. There's a woman willing to wed him, give him a life and take care of his love child, and what does he do? He runs away.
May. I can't tell him I'm willing.
You don't have to. He knows it.
Aye. He does.
Can he go, Jack?
Where did they say it was?
Headingley Lido. There's boats and a water chute and donkeys.
Donkeys?
There's donkeys. There's everything.
Everything, eh? I didn't know there was such a place in the world where there were everything.
All right, is it, Jack?
He can go.
Come into the scullery and get that face washed. Won't take long.
I wouldn't care to take the rest, I suppose.
Rest?
There's 20 or 30 kids up the road that have never seen a donkey. I saw one once on Blackpool Sands. I thought no to it. But then I wasn't a lad. That doesn't play a fair game, does there, Toby?
Fair?
Kids are like donkeys. The dangles a carrot in front of them, and they're after it. Aye, and grown men and all.
We thought we'd get a run the nose. Car.
Oh, aye. I've forgotten about the car. It'll still be in one piece, I suppose. They're not used to cars round here, them. Might think it were for chucking bricks at.
Well, I'd best go see.
Nay, that's right. Our George will come and tell you if they do.
Mrs. bought it for me.
So that I could take her out.
Aye. And for business, of course.
There's not much business going on round here, Toby. Leave it in Main Road next time there comes. It'll make trouble for Polly else.
For Polly?
It's women. It's not so much jealousy. It creates a feeling. It makes us different.
Not a crime to be different, Jack.
It's something we can't afford. We're all in the same boat round here, Toby. We can just about keep afloat while we're in it. Outside, there's naught but misery. Do as I say, for the lad's sake and all.
Aye, well, I will come into that, you see.
The answer's no.
They might let me say my piece.
They can't have him. So save their breath, they knows why.
I made a bad job of our Harry, I know that. That's again me.
In part. I've noticed he's not turned up yet.
No, no Willie. The nosy wrote and asked me for his fare.
I didn't send it him.
No, I didn't. When your Dora died, I wrote and told him he could learn to stand on his own 2 feet for once. I'm not blind to what I've done wrong in past, Jack.
It's not so much thee, Toby. It's her. She'll ruin him. And I know she will. There's not got her under control, lad.
I fought her over that money, Jack.
And suffered for it, I'll bet.
And I'll fight her over lad, too.
Your life would be a misery, man.
Well, I'm willing.
Well, I'm not, so that's an end to it.
It's ready.
Well, best be off then.
Right. Well, say goodbye to your grandad, and off you go then.
Bye, Grandad.
Behave yourself.
I'll see him safe back. It's going to be a gradely day at Headingley Lido. I'll tell you what, before we pick up your Granny Margaret, I'll take you for a little run. We'll go up back a cuddy. There's some rabbits up there.
What did Toby have to say?
Who knows what Toby had to say?
They could do more for him than we ever could, Jack.
They'd not have said that 6 months back.
Things were different 6 months back.
I'm off out back.
Hey, look, rabbit! Look at
Your things from Mrs. Hollands.
Thanks.
Says she owes you this, and no hard feelings.
Oh, she didn't to give me money. Wasn't her I left for. She might have brought these round, though. She knew I couldn't go back with him in the house. The way he behaved to me.
They were out of sight upstairs in a drawer. I reckon she forgot too.
Sorry I had to walk through the streets with them.
That mending my pants. Fair exchange. Well, look at this to me, man, when I'm gone. It's what I got for furniture.
Why don't you give it to her yourself?
Because she'd not take it, for all she says otherwise.
What about you?
I've what I need. I'm not waiting well Monday. I'll be gone by morning.
Why?
It's better time. Any road, once you've made your mind up.
Easy, was it, to make your mind up?
No. No, I've never been away before. And then there's the lad.
Leslie,
Aye.
I couldn't leave him if he were mine.
I'm leaving him cared for, that's what counts. He'll not notice, all you women round him. It's a mother. A mother they need most.
I didn't mean him. I meant you. What do you feel for him?
I've had my slice of life. You can't have your cake and eat it. It's when he grows he'll need me, for clothes on his back and food in his belly. I'm off to learn another trade if I'm able. Try and do what's left for me to do. Provide.
Eileen?
George.
George?
That's off then.
Who told thee I were off?
Ethel?
Eileen, where did you put clean nappies, love?
Oh, I'll come up.
Off south then, are you?
Not much point in going bloody north. Most of them's worse off than we are.
On train?
What's I want, George? Jam on it? Shanks' pony. And hitch a lift if I'm lucky. Sleep where I can. Eat when I can.
It's a bloody rough prospect, Alan.
Can't be much rougher than this, lad.
There's never been off before, has there?
No, I've not.
Me neither. No wanted to.
It's not always what you want, though, is it?
When you off?
Tomorrow. Early. For its lead.
Can I come with thee?
Thee?
Aye. Can I come with thee?
Sam's silver jubilee mug. He got it at the parties today. A mug and a bag of buns. Did you see Beacon on Martinell last night?
I've not left home, have I? You can't see Martin from here for the stacks.
Paper's full of it, I suppose.
It'd be a wonder if it was. It's over a week old. I've just been reading a obituary, or a salvation, depending on how you look at it.
Ours?
Adolf Hitler's signed a new conscription law. Aye, and summertime started. Did we remember to put clock back?
After I was late at school. Still, he gave Sam an alibi.
They're again me there, aren't they?
In what, Dad?
I knows. Sam's schooling. I thinks I should have let him go to Toby, doesn't he?
Toby could pay for him, that's all. No other reason.
Do you think that's right, being paid for?
No, but I wouldn't ask Sam to suffer to uphold any beliefs I've got. It's not as if he's had a fair start, is it?
Who gets a fair start?
I did compared to most.
You think I'm doing it for principle, do you?
Aren't you?
If that's what you think, you know naught about it. It's what he's going to that sickens me. They'll ruin him, here in Toby. They'll fawn on him and ruin him.
Don't you think he could maybe stand a bit of that?
He gets cared for, doesn't he?
Aye.
Well then.
If I'd lost you a man when I was his age, do you
Would
think I'd...
spoiling make up for that?
I didn't mean that part of it. He's got the intelligence to get on, Dad, if it takes money to give him the
If
chance.
he's got brains, let him use them.
You had the brains, what did you do?
I was born at a worse time than thee. I wasn't allowed.
Aye, then allow him.
That tongue of thine's got a wicked edge to it, I'm off out.
That's how I see it, Dad.
Well, I see it different.
I'll come with you if you
I've
want
had
to
enough
walk.
of thee for an hour or two. That a student of history, cast the eyes over that. See what they're next to it. I allowed thee, didn't I? To use the bit of brain.
You put that lot back when you've done, you know.
Oh, well, I will, won't I, when I've done? But I've not done, have I?
I'm not here to clear up after you.
I never said you were. Said I'd put them all back.
You've more spare time than I have.
I said I'd put them all back, didn't I? That's my last word. What's yours? Because you'll have it, won't you?
What are you looking for, anyway?
This. And I've done them jobs you were answering on about.
What jobs?
Coal old snack and cast her on bed.
Silent Night asked you to do them last Christmas.
I will have done them.
Silent Night.
I see you do them last Christmas. And every day since. What is it you're looking for in the road? Peace and bloody quiet. You'll put them all back when you've done, you know, George. Sick of the sight of thee, George. I'll be sorry to have said that. I'll be sorry when I've gone.
Saul.
Hello, lad. What are they doing up here?
Who's they digging that for?
Nay, I only fill them in these days. They split the job so they wouldn't have to sack me. Not like him down there.
Who is it?
Stan Bates. He were under manager at Warren House when we started as lads, remember?
Bully Bates. Did he die then?
I hope so. If he didn't, he won't be too happy down there.
Is he in then?
The Reverend of the Almighty.
You know what I mean.
You'll find him pottering about somewhere. What did you want him for, Jack? I said, what did you want him for, Jack? Jack? Jack?
Hey?
You'll find him over there if you want him. I want to work with you sometime. I'll come round to your house.
All right.
Aye, then. Who's the bloody manager now, eh? Who's the manager now, Stanley?
The Gartside School, yes, Mr. Barraclough.
They told me you'd know about it.
Who told you?
My lad, Frank Barraclough. He works at South Skeleton. The headmaster told him about it.
Mr. Watkins? Oh, I don't know. Oh, yes, I remember. Young lad called Tad Dawson. Both parents died. We got him in there.
It's my grandson I've come for, Sam.
You're his guardian?
Aye, you could say that.
I took the service for your daughter, didn't I? I remember.
You did. We're not C of E. Our daughter was, though. She married into it. We were Gospel Hall.
Were?
We've stopped from going.
Which Gospel Hall?
Well, the one that's run by the bosses, the one you have to go to if you want work.
The one with the big congregation?
You know about that, do you?
Oh, yes, I know. I hope you don't think I approve.
Pit's closed. They've no jobs to bribe us with.
You out of work yourself?
Aye, I'm out of work.
Is that the problem with the boy?
It's part of it. My lad that works at Skeleton, he says the young lad's bright.
But he'll not get to grammar school.
He'll not work. And how many of them that will work gets the chance to go there?
Both parents dead?
His dad went off to Canada and left him. He's still there.
He went for work?
He went with another woman.
Oh, I see. Bright, but confused.
He needs taking in hand.
You think so?
I'm told it's a charity school.
And that worries you?
It's not for me, it's for him.
You don't mind him being a recipient of charity, then?
I mind.
Yes, of course you do. You, more than most.
So that'll be held against him.
Not by me. Must have been quite an effort for you to come here.
The school has a good name, they tell me.
Yeah, I believe it has. I know only a little about it. I get an annual report. We got young Dawson in because I'm a subscriber through my father's will. There's another in the parish, one of our sidesmen. You'll need the recommendation of 2 subscribers to get the boy in. You could have a word with my parishioner about the school. He's unlikely to paint a bad picture. He'd see it as reflecting on himself, if you understand me. He went there, you see.
It has a good name for what it is. My lad says so. I take that as read.
You'd like me to see what the prospect is, then, of getting your grandson in?
I'd be obliged to you.
Yes. Well, very well, then. I suppose it's the old story. Anything but the pit.
I promise, my lass.
You're not a religious man, are you, Mr. Barraclough?
Not after gospel all, I'm not.
Well, you mustn't blame God for everything that's done in his name, you know.
I'm not a clever man, neither. Happen I'd have an answer to that if I was.
Right, I'm here. Your mum said I'd find you in here. Well, I'm here. What does you want?
Eh?
Well, Rita said they wanted to speak to me.
Keep the trap shut, can I?
I can keep the secret, never fear.
What secret?
That as they wants me to keep me trap shut about.
They said they'd a map once.
A map of what?
Bloody England.
Oh, I have a map. Where you going?
I'm off looking for work.
Where?
South Welland Deakin.
I see.
What's it like? Has ever been?
Where?
South.
Which part of south?
Well, just south, I know.
I've been to Kent.
What's it like?
Kent? Garden of England is Kent. I worked in a pit there. I've never been south.
Oh, I've never been nowhere, me, except Filey and Scarborough. Are they all right?
Who?
Folks down south.
Oh, they're all right. Bit different from us, where they talk and so on.
I know that.
And women.
Women?
Aye. They've got to look out after women.
Go on.
Oh, forward there.
Are they?
Ah, very forward women in south.
Go on. How are they foreign like?
They were known for it.
Who says?
Oh, it's some of us are known about. London and so on. Very foreign.
There's doubt about it.
I used to, when I were a lad. I forgot. They'll learn something going south.
Ah, well, won't I?
Aye. Broadens the mind, travel.
Ah, it does, doesn't it?
Aye. Come on, I'll give you that map.
I'm glad I spoke to thee. I were a bit worried afore like, but I feel better now I've spoke to thee.
Oh, think now on it, lad.
What started it this time?
Me. I started it, me. Told him I was sick of the sight of him, which I am. Slouching around doing nothing but prop up walls.
He's not the only one, Ethel.
I didn't say he was.
Well, it's not his fault.
No, it's not. I shouldn't have said it. I'll not take it back, though.
Well, chuck a smile at him, then.
You know, I feel it worse when things are right with us. Things being as they are. I sat down in school yesterday and for 5 minutes I thought about that day that we had with Alan and your Dora. You know, when he borrowed the sidecar. Just a few more days like that. You reach out for something and it draws away from you. And my dad used to tease me with butterscotch when I were a lass. I'll give you half back next week.
Oh, you're not saying so much. What does it feel like to see your lads leave school when you've done with them to nothing? Ever think about that?
Yeah, I think about that.
And the others that you work with, what do they think about it?
Not much.
And what does anybody do about it?
Not much. Hope for better times.
Is that what you do?
What would you have me do?
Hey, lad, you're the clever one, not me.
Aye, not clever enough, it seems. Happen one day.
One day what?
You see it. You think about it. It marks you. Happen one day there'll be a chance to do something.
Been to pictures lately?
Not since I came back.
I went a time or two before pit closed. America seems a grand place. Everybody driving about in cars. Lovely country. Lovely houses.
You should read a book called Tobacco Road. I had it from library, or I'd give it to you. It's about people in America worse off than us.
Well, it's not like that on pictures.
We're not like this on the pictures. Not any I've seen. But most of us are in this pickle or worse.
Well, you don't gut at pictures to see what you can see at home.
Maybe not. Why do we go?
To be taken out of yourself.
As against being taken into yourself, you mean?
They're back. They're coming up street. Now, in bloody car. What did I tell him? What did I tell him, eh?
It's nearly dark, Jack. Nobody'll see him.
There, how you see. Just like America. Everyone driving about in cars. You don't have to go to pictures to see it. You can see it at home.
You're as bad as your dad. Don't let him dampen it for the lad.
He'll not do that, you know he won't. He'll stop in scullery and boil.
Here we are. Safe and sound.
I'll make you a pot of tea.
Oh, nay, I can't stop. I've got Margaret outside in car. Tell Jack I'm sorry I couldn't leave it on road. She didn't want me to leave her on her own.
No, of course she didn't.
Well, bye, Polly. Oh, take heart.
Bye, Grandad.
Bye, Sam.
Well, I suppose you've got a tum like an empty drum, haven't you?
I'm full. I went to calf. I had 2 eggs and a trifle.
You had a good time then.
I went up water shoot and I got a coconut.
Yeah, it's been a treat then, hasn't it?
We're going again soon. Same place. And on Sunday, we're off to the seaside. The Gran promised me.
Ma'am?
George? Good heavens.
I saw your light on.
I've just been across yard. What are you doing up and dressed at this time?
I'm off, ma'am.
Off where?
Down south, looking for work with Alan.
I see. You've kept quiet about it, haven't you?
I only made my mind up yesterday.
Are you sure you're doing the right thing?
No, I'm not.
Why then?
Because I should be doing something instead of out. I should be getting up my backside and doing something.
What does Ethel think to it?
I left her a note.
You've not told her?
Well, I left her a note.
Wouldn't it be better if you talked it over?
Well, it's too late now. I've got my travelling card from Labour. We're off at 6. She's sick of the sight of me any road. She said so. I just sit there all day doing out, she says. All day doing out.
It's not you she rails at.
There was nobody else in room.
You know what I mean.
I feel out in myself. As if I'm out. Well, if I feel that, how can she not? But she should think of the way I feel. From where she carries on, you think I like being as I am. Doing out.
It wears us all down. That's trouble. We turn on each other after a time.
I shall be better off out of way. I shall make a go of it. I shall not come back empty-handed. You'll, help out with Babby, will you?
Aye, I'll do that. Have you out in your pocket?
I'll give it all to her. Couldn't ask for it back, could I?
Not at all.
I've threepence.
You can't go off with threepence on you.
Yeah, I'd be right.
Put that in your pocket.
No, I'll not.
Do as you're told.
I shall get work. I shall make a go of it. Things will be different when I come back. Mum. Mama. I shall keep myself clean. I'll not shame thee.
Found it then. It's only cold, but I was afraid you might go without anything inside you.
Thanks.
Well, eat it.
You should be in bed. It's not 6 yet. You shouldn't have got up.
You woke me when you came to look at the baby.
Has my mum woke?
No. No, she's asleep.
You should have left me to fend for my son. I'm empty-handed. I've naught to give you.
Ask for out.
You've deserved better.
Said that once before.
Aye. Well, I say it again. There's no value in it, I know. Few words, but they're meant in the right way. I know what damage I've done you. I'll feel badly about it all my days.
We feel as we feel.
I said that to Dora once, or something like it. She said we prey on each other and call it love.
Well, there's no going back on any road. It's as it happened.
No, you can't go back in life, only forward.
You'd not go back if you could, would you?
No. No, I'd not.
We all have a place in each other. Even if it's not the one we want.
Right. We're off then, are we?
Finished?
Aye.
Go and feed the pigeons, then.
I've not to feed 'em with.
They'll have to do without them, won't they?
How much?
I can get back from Hildy's for twopence.
What's that in your ear? Twopence. Good God, what struck a look?
Ta!
I'll give it their back when I've been to
Nay,
Labour.
Dad.
I said I'd give it their back. I don't want all this. Thee take off.
Nay,
I
Dad.
said thee take off. It lays heavy on my stomach if I eat too much first thing. Did they score me mug out?
Aye, it's in the scullery. I'll get it.
I'll get it.
It nags at him that we live off you, that's all.
Aye, and it nags at me because he nags, no other reason. I lived off you for long enough, didn't I?
There's not much milk.
I don't take much milk in my tea. I never have taken much, have I?
No, Jack.
So there doesn't have to tell me we've not got much, does there?
No, Jack.
Mum, he's gone off with Alan Dakin.
George?
He leaves me a note. There's a whisper from him last night. Gone looking for work, he says.
Is that all he said? Does he say naught about looking for peace and quiet?
Now, Jack.
Oh, no matter, Polly, I'm deaf to him.
I wish I were deaf to thee. I've heard thee on at him through yon wall.
Trying to rid him of what you taught him, you mean? Is that what you mean, Master?
Thanks, Mum.
Aye, and me a note. He were mine afore he were yourn. I know more about our Joes than you'll ever know.
Oh, aye, you know more than any of us, don't you, Master? About out. Sorry, Polly.
It's maybe for the best.
Right to me, he says. Never gone away before, has he? From you? From any of us?
No.
I told him I was sick of the sight of him.
We all say things we don't mean.
He thinks I blame him for not being in work.
He can't think that with 8 out of 10 the same road.
He's gone thinking badly about me.
He's not. I saw him early on before he went. I'd got up and he saw me light on. He wants work, that's all. He wants to come back with something for you. He wouldn't have gone otherwise.
He'd be lost away. He's not built for it.
He likes his own fireside. More credit to him for going.
What am I going to do with him gone?
They got fixed up then.
Aye.
I see they did. They eat something, don't they?
Aye, they do.
Aye, they do that.
Aye.
So there's off with the Grandad Toby again next week.
We're off to Garforth.
I used to bark to Garforth when I were a lad. Has he spoken to you about the dad then? I asked thee something.
No.
Not since he gave thee that letter that said the dad would be coming home. I know thou holds it against me, but answer me, lad.
No, he's not.
He's not told thee not to expect the dad then. He'll not be coming, Sam, not this side of Christmas.
Why not?
He can't travel for naught, you know. You wrote to your Grandad Toby for the fair. Your Grandad Toby can't oblige him.
Why can't he?
Money doesn't grow on trees, lad.
He's bought a car.
Happen he thinks your dad should make his own way home if he's keen to come. We've all to learn to do that, you know. Make us own way. Come on now. Take it like a man.
I told Ethel he called on me before he went off. She'll think I should have stopped him, I suppose. Happen I should at that.
No, you were right to let him go.
Like you did. Back on the next bus, practically, you were.
At least I found out what I wanted.
And what was that?
What I've got.
Don't you want a different world like your dad does?
Oh, I want that, all right. Something else I'd like, too. Better people to live in it.
Don't we come up to scratch, then?
Not you. People like Harry Wilson. Like young Fred's mum and dad. Shove him in bed with an empty belly and off took pictures.
They were brought up rough. They're no better.
How were you brought up?
Rough.
Well, don't excuse them, then. Harry Wilson wasn't brought up rough. What's his excuse for leaving Dora and Sam?
She spoiled him, his mother.
I knew you'd find one somewhere.
You can have too much as well as too little.
You were going to ask me something when I came in, weren't you?
Was I? I wondered if you could give me... No matter.
I'll take Ruby's dog for a walk. Have we his lead here?
We should have. Nobody else bloody walks him.
It's on slab in Scullery.
I'll give him a treat.
Why don't you take him up by spring cops? You might get thee a rabbit in return.
I'll put it to him.
It's to be hoped he does.
What?
Get us a rabbit. We've got an out.
Nope.
Had some eggs laid in water glass. I thought there were more than there were.
It's 2 days till I go to labour. Did our Frank not give you the same?
He gave what you said I should ask him. Shall I ask him for more?
Or can you not manage?
I have done up to now. I can manage no more. I can manage no more. And if we're to eat, you must ask him yourself, for I'll not. You lay the rules down. You told me what to ask. Well, I've done my best, and I can't manage. We've not had meat for days. Oh, he says nowt. He eats what's given him. He's living to your pride, not to what he earns.
Polly, what you going up
You
me
lay the
for?
rules down. Now you ask him, for I'll not.
Where will they be by now, do you think?
Depends. If they get a lift.
On the way, on the way.
Eh?
It's a song.
Oh.
His boots is nearly wore out.
Alan's taking a packet of segs.
There's not to put segs in, hardly.
They're right when they get a chance.
Well, it never written to me before. Not much point when you see each other every night, is there? Naughty and right.
Happening to write your love letter.
You know, that's a word he's never said. I said to him once, "George, do you love me?" And his face went red and he wriggled a bit and said, "Don't be daft."
Happened to bring himself to write it.
Or something like it. They say it in some weird and wonderful ways, don't they?
Sam! Leave be. We've to eat to live.